and thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new to my channel, welcome. This is Disney Fan in Japan, and as my channel name says, I do a lot of content about the Disney scene in Japan. So if you're interested in any of those things, I hope you'll consider subscribing and hitting that bell. So I went to Tokyo Disney Resort, and as anyone does at Tokyo Disney, I bought a bunch of stuff. And in all of the years that I have been going there, I must say that just looking at all the things around me, that this is probably the biggest haul I have ever brought home. And it's the biggest in two ways. One being the amount of money I spent on stuff, and the other in being in size. My haul basically fit 2 large luggage carriers, and I took it home in 2 different portions, one being my take-home haul, and the other being an online shopping haul, which I did through the Tokyo Disney Resort app. And I actually shared my experience about that in another video, so I'll be linking that in the description in case you're interested in wondering what that was like. So yeah, it's a massive haul, and if you love Tokyo Disney Resort merchandise or you're curious about what they carry over there at the parks, I think you've come to the right place. So in this video, I'll not only be sharing with you the things I purchased from my Tokyo Disney trip, I'll also be including the retail price in case you're interested in how much it costs, and if you're planning a Tokyo Disney trip in the future, it might give you an idea on how much to save up for and the kind of budget you'll need. Now, just a quick note before I get into the haul, because I buy things myself, I won't be sponsoring or recommending any of those pickup services because I have never used it before, since I have no need to, and I wouldn't want to be telling you things that I have never used before anyway. Nor am I able to do pickup services because I don't live anywhere close to the park, so I hope you understand that. Alright, let's get to it! I have so many things that I don't know where to begin. Oh, I might as well start with what I'm wearing right now. This shirt is brought to you by Tokyo Disney Resort. This is actually a very popular character collage shirt. The one I'm currently wearing is of Aladdin, of course. And I'll just give you a quick turn around. We have the main characters, Jasmine, Genie, Aladdin, and of course the villain, Jafar. And on top of that, we also have the sidekicks, Iago and Abu, which is pretty neat, because they usually don't include them in the character shirts. This is actually not my first character collage shirt. This is second to my Beauty and the Beast one, which I would be showing you if it wasn't tucked away in the storage box at the moment. I've also seen this design with Toy Story, Rapunzel, The Little Mermaid, Winnie the Pooh. There's something for everybody with these character collage shirts. Yeah, now you might be wondering, this might be a little bit extra or loud, and yes, in fact, Tokyo Disney Resort shirts tend to be a little extra, because Japanese fashion on a daily basis is nowhere near unique. It's very simple, it's very basic. There are not really many opportunities or occasions for people to, you know, wear such bright, vibrant colors, because Japanese society is much more conservative on the whole. They totally don't mind walking around the parks looking a little extra and looking a little loud, and with all their ears and their matching outfits. That's what you do at Tokyo Disney Resort. It's a great time to just go all out. In the same line of apparel, I got myself my first pair of Tokyo Disney Resort socks. I love hidden Mickeys, so I really loved this design. I love that it's in different colors, and this is the front of it, and this is the back. On the sole of the sock it says Tokyo Disney Resort. It's a very simple design, but looking at it just makes me very happy. So those are really the only 2 pieces of apparel I got. Let's move on to edibles, because I have been holding off on opening them for the purpose of filming, and it's time to open it so that I can eat it. Now, a lot of our budget usually goes to food at Tokyo Disney Resort, and that includes snacks. Because not only does Tokyo Disney Resort have amazingly tasty snacks, their packaging design is to die for. Case in point, this is a popcorn bucket. And it has Pooh Bear in the front because this popcorn is honey caramel flavored. I was really chuffed to see this because normally they don't really sell take-home popcorn, and I freaked out also because it is honey popcorn. It is mine and my husband's all-time favorite flavor of popcorn at the Tokyo Disney parks. I recommend anybody to try it because it's so unique. You won't find that flavor anywhere, I don't think so. And it's the one thing that my husband and I always aim to get whenever we are at the parks. It is like a tradition now. Whenever we go, we have to get honey popcorn because it is that good. But this one is honey caramel. So that's gonna be interesting because this is not only honey. The one at the parks is just honey, but this one is like a mix of honey and caramel. And speaking of packaging design, this is what I mean. There is a hidden Mickey at the back of the popcorn bucket, which is like a window to the lovely popcorn inside. There's a handle to this so you can reuse this after you finish eating the popcorn. And there's also a design at the top of the tin, and it's Pooh Bear, and he's in the middle of a large hidden Mickey icon, and around him says Fun Disney Pop. Opening it up, and this is what the popcorn looks like. It's very yellow, and I'm hoping that it tastes as good as I remember it to be at the parks. Next up is this cookie tin, and this is one of the newer designs. It is rare for it to actually be in a square shape. Usually they're of a rectangular shape. And looking at the information in the back here, it says that there are 26 pieces of cookies. So here you have Mickey in the front in a rhombus. And next to Mickey, this is the iconic symbol of Tokyo Disney Sea, which is Mount Prometheus. And to the other side of him is, of course, Disneyland Castle. And it says Tokyo Disney Resort under him. And surrounding him is what really caught my eye. It's a bunch of Disney characters etched out in gold. And I especially like that in the corners there are hidden Mickeys. That's not all, because it's true to Tokyo Disney fashion, there's more designs going on around the sides. Here we have more characters. Look at that. That's just amazing. I love anything that has a whole bunch of characters in it, because it just captures so much of the magic. They have these sort of markers, and this arrow points in the direction which you're supposed to peel the tape. It's really small details like this that makes me love Japanese merchandise in general. So let me just quickly open this up so I can show you what the inside looks like. And look at that. The inside is just as nice as the outside. Since I see 6 different unique designs, so that means there are 6 different flavors of cookies. Here's the first cookie and the first design. It has Jiminy, and it says here on top in white cursive is Tokyo Disney Resort's motto, where dreams come true. Next up is of Minnie, again in that black rhombus design, and other characters etched out in gold surrounding her, also at the back. The next one is a much more simple design with Tinkerbell here in place of Jiminy, and the characters this time etched out in dark brown. The same simple design, but this time they're of a lighter brown, front and back. Similar to the first design, but this time it's of Tinkerbell and not of Jiminy. I really like that they capture so many icons in such a small package. And last but not least, to complement Minnie, is Mickey. But instead of a black rhombus this time, they kind of reversed the color scheme here. So it's gold rhombus, and around him are characters etched out in not gold but silver. It's not as clear as the gold etching, but I hope you can see that. Here's what they all look like once again. Very colorful and very unique. I must confess that half of the time I choose snacks based on their packaging because I want to reuse their packaging. I use them to store pins. I have some tins that are many years old now, and if you keep them very well, there's no rusting, and they are able to retain their design so the colors still look fresh and crisp as they were in the first day you bought them. Now this one I didn't get as part of my haul in that trip because this one actually came out a few weeks later, and since this is a Tokyo Disney Resort haul, I might as well share this here as well. And as you can see here, it is of course of Belle and Beast. It's my favorite movie of all time, so I had to get it. I am particularly loving that there is this embossed design of the roses around them, and the same embossed design can be found on the sides of the tin canister. In the middle here is the enchanted rose. There's Cogsworth, Mrs. Potts and Chip, and Lumiere. Inside are cookies. roll cookies. Well, that's what they call it, but if there's another word for that in English, I can't recall that at the moment, so I'm just gonna go with roll cookies because that's exactly what they are. They are thin cookies rolled up, and this is the packaging. It's so pretty, so simple, but so elegant. Silver with roses and vines and leaves etched around them, and in the middle, in purple, is the silhouette form of Belle and the Beast in their ballroom scene. Now this next one, this big baby, is the reason why I went shopping on the Tokyo Disney Resort app. I ordered 2 of these jumbo-sized chocolate crunch. Now the chocolate crunch is not new, but this jumbo size is. It came out for the first time this year. What is chocolate crunch? Chocolate crunch is basically the chocolate snack of Tokyo Disney Resort. So aside from honey popcorn, my husband and I never fail to bring home some of this. Of all the snacks we've had at Tokyo Disney Resort, chocolate crunch never fails to satisfy. They have different flavors and they have seasonal flavors, and this one is just of one flavor, milk chocolate crunch, which is basically the standard of the chocolate crunches. And not only is it of our favorite snack, it is of my favorite character, of course, Donald, and he is decorated all over this tin. And this is the front of the canister. He's here playing around with Chip and Dale. For once they are not fighting, they're getting along. And over here it says Tokyo Disney Resort with the very iconic landmarks of both Tokyo Disneyland and Disney Sea. And you can also see some of the attractions that are surrounding the landmarks. And as we go around the packaging, there are more iconic designs. And this design just captures moments where they're having fun around the parks. Here he is with Mickey and Minnie. And then here in the middle with Pluto, and down here with nephews, and a lovely romantic carpet ride with Daisy. I wish they would come out and make a pin of this. I would be on that so fast. I love this so much. So much. If you're a Donald fan, this is a must. And don't worry, you'll love chocolate crunch. So what's a jumbo size? I have a regular size, and I'll show that to scale. Here's a regular sized one. They usually hold about 18 pieces of chocolate crunch. This one holds 100. So basically this one holds 5 times more of the chocolate than this regular tin. And I'll open one to show you what it looks like. One packet holds 20 pieces. So here's the first one, second, third, fourth, and last. 100 pieces of chocolate crunch. And they're no tiny pieces either. So what's a chocolate crunch? This is a chocolate crunch. It's basically a mound of chocolate stuffed with Rice Krispies. To my Canadian friends, it's very much like a crunch chocolate bar, just in ball form. The milk chocolate is not too sweet, so it's really great to be able to just pop one up if you're feeling peckish. Each one is also individually wrapped, so it's great for sharing, and they last a fairly long time. It says that this one lasts up to 3 months after purchase, which is amazing for a snack. So 100 pieces to last us over 3 months, actually 200. We bought 2 packs because we love this snack so much. So we have 200 pieces to last us over the next 3 months, which I don't think will be a problem because we eat these things like crazy. I'll be surprised if after the 2-month mark we'll still have some left over, basically. You can get these at either park, and I cannot recommend these enough. This is like a must buy for anybody. I mean, it's so popular that they decided to upgrade it to a jumbo size. If you're thinking about how to lighten the load, you can easily take out the 5 packets and separate them into different compartments of your luggage, and that will make it much lighter to carry. If you have to get a snack souvenir from Tokyo Disney Resort, let it be this one. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Can you take a guess to what this could be? It is of Dumbo from the attraction, the Flying Dumbo Ride, where you can sit inside Dumbo and he goes up and around. It is very much fashioned after that vehicle. It has a very bright and pop design. Have you figured it out yet? It's candy. It's a candy container, and he does come with candy inside him. Well, it's a little tough to pull out. Wow, that's a lot more candy than I thought I would get. His inside is quite spacious, so after you finish up the candy, you can totally use him to store like small items or whatnot. This is what I really love about Tokyo Disney snacks and stuff. The fact that you can reuse the containers is just amazing to me. And I must confess, that's usually how I pick up my take-home snacks. I base a lot of it on the tin or the container design. So according to the package information, this is supposed to be peach and soda flavored. I want to say it is a mix, so it is peach soda flavored, which is a really unique flavor, I think. I'll just pull one candy out to show you what it looks like. It's very cute. It has a pink and blue color scheme, very much like Dumbo. And there he is in the front. He's just looking very happy and very carefree. And the candy is circular and pink. I never would have thought it would be like peach soda flavor just based on its coloring. Now there were two other snacks I bought in the haul, and they were of the ice cream series, and I shared that in another video because I was doing a sweets and treats haul, and I'll leave a link to that video in the description if you'd like to check that out. As far as edibles, that pretty much covers it, I think. Let's move on to the plush. Now, the plush at Tokyo Disney Resort is like one of the most popular items, especially among locals. And you might think it's a little pricey for a plush, but it's so totally worth it because of the fine details that goes into it and the quality of the materials that they use to make it. So they come out with seasonal plushes that coincide with the event that happens at the given time. And since I went during an Easter event, I had to pick up Donald in his Easter costume. And I went to Tokyo Disney Sea, so here he is in his Tokyo Disney Sea costume, and it was of the Usapio event. And a closer look will show you just how amazing the plush is. Its costume is made of really great cloth. It's like satin, and the details are just as great. He's made of a very soft material, and the stitching is so on point. Everything about it is just so incredible. It's fine details like this that made me become a plush collector, basically. For Disney merch in Japan. And because it's Tokyo Disney Sea, I also had to pick up some Duffy and Friends plush merchandise because it's like the mascot of Disney Sea, arguably more popular than even Mickey himself. And here are two of the lovely bunnies, Stella Lou. Stella Lou is the newest character of Duffy and Friends. I picked up two of them. There was an event called Let's Play Hide and Seek where Duffy and Friends were hiding in various items. Here's the plush of that event. And this one is not of the Easter event, but it's not really of any seasonal event in particular. It's more of like they just like to rotate their costumes every once in a while. And this particular theme is of like a spring kind of theme. So first I'll show you a closer look of the hide and seek Stella Lou. Because Stella Lou is a ballerina, she's hiding in a ballerina bag. It's pink because her ballerina tutu is also pink. And there is some lacing going around it to replicate the tutu. And here in the corner of the bag are stars. Here's a satin ribbon in the front. At the back you have a little handle. And she's just really sitting there looking at you very cutely. I have to say she's probably my favorite among the Duffy and Friends. I mean, I have Duffy and Shelly Mae plush as well, but when she came out, it was easily love at first sight. And here is the springtime Stella Lou. I adore her little spring dress. I love the color themes here. I think it really suits her. It's a pink and blue palette. The other friends have it on as well, but I think it suits her the best because it's like her colors. So here she is with a pink dress with a very royal blue satin bow in the front. It's a pink top and baby blue stripes at the bottom. And she has a little petticoat underneath. Here's the back of her. It's a very simple dress. She looks absolutely adorable. So yeah, those are the two Stella Lou plush that I got. I intentionally cut down on plush purchases this time. I usually get quite a bit more, but I have been collecting plushes for many years now and my collection is massively grown and I'm very quickly running out of storage space, so I really had to be able to pick and choose the plush that I decided to bring home this time. And I'm incredibly satisfied with the 3 that I chose. Up next are something that I normally wouldn't buy, but now that I'm a little older and I'm a little bit more practical, I thought maybe it's time to get some houseware things. And this is actually the first time I ever bought houseware items. I usually buy plush and stationery and then apparel like shirts and stuff. So for me to be able to get houseware related items, it made me feel just a little bit older. And so it was a little bit of a strange feeling to spend like more time in the houseware section. They carry mugs, dishware, towels, cleaning items, a whole bunch of things that you can use around the house. And it's really great to have like a little Disney magic in your everyday life. And the majority of the things I picked up from that store were towels. And I can't believe it because I have never bought so many towels at one time in my entire life. But they're Disney towels, so I feel like they're justified in that case. I bought a few towels. And the first one is of Pooh Bear. It's a nod to classic Pooh in terms of like the color scheme and stuff, but they're using the modern art style just in the classic art design. I really love the honey dripping down on the top, and on the side here are flowers and bees. It's Pooh and Tigger and Piglet, and they're playing around in the forest. It's so stinking cute. And the back of it is kind of cool, like this monochromatic design going on. I don't think it's intended to be reversible, but it has a really cool effect nonetheless. The next one has some of my favorite things at Tokyo Disney. Food! More specifically, snacks. Yes! So this one actually goes up and down. There's a churro over there, muffins. That's Chandu, who is a character from the Sinbad ride. There's popcorn and sausage. I think I've probably eaten like 90% of the stuff that's shown on this towel. A turkey leg, Mickey waffle, the Mickey sandwich ice cream, the little green men dumplings, going down, and here we reach the end. This is a melon bread in the shape of Mike Wazowski from Monsters Inc. And he sticks out a little. He's supposed to. I think that's a nice touch. What I really like at the end over here is this border. And it says Tokyo Disney Resort, and it has really nice stitching. I like that it's stitched on and not painted on. Right there. This is dangerous because just looking at this towel will make me hungry. Again and again and again. I'm starting to have second thoughts about this just a little bit. Because my husband and I are currently on a diet, so this might be a little difficult for both of us at the moment. The next one captures iconic landmarks of Tokyo Disney Resort, and again it's a vertical design like the food one. Here on the top half is of the Disneyland area, the iconic Cinderella Castle. And then down here on the bottom half is of Disney Sea. There's Mount Prometheus and the SS Columbia and the Arabian coast. And then over here, Tokyo Disney Resort with a giant Mickey head. And then Small World randomly just stuck down there. It's a very soft, feminine design. Very light pink and green over here, and that just repeats across the towel. The back looks like this. That's kind of cool. It's very simple. If you just like want to swap over Disney side, non-Disney side. And this side actually has a softer texture. Like there's more visible pilling compared to the other side that has all the designs on it. I'm really impressed with the towel quality here. Makes me think I should have bought more or something. Mickeys! Oh, look how colorful this is. Simple but so colorful. White Mickey heads across a rainbow of patches. And that just goes on and on and on until the very end. Even the border has Mickey heads. How awesome is that? And the back is just as cool. Check that out. What an awesome concept. When I first saw this, I was just like, meh, it didn't seem to stand out or anything, but I'm so glad I picked this up. So you can see that the texture varies. The Mickey heads have a fluffier texture, and the rest of the towel has more of like a, I don't exactly know what this kind of fabric is called, like, not canvas, like close to that kind of. So if you're tired of looking at this design, you can switch on over easily to the back, and vice versa. Who knew that towels could be so creative? But this is Tokyo Disney level. And the last towel of the bunch is a hand towel. Those are all face towels. They are marked as face towels. Japanese people carry towels everywhere they go because whenever they go to a public bathroom, a lot of them don't have hand dryers or paper towels, so they have to carry around a towel or a handkerchief to dry off their hands after they wash them. I got one of Pooh Bear. I feel like Tokyo Disney likes to make Pooh Bear more cute or kawaii, and he most certainly is in this art style. He looks like a baby in this one. I really love this honeycomb effect, and that shows through another patchwork design. It's like two different designs in one towel, and in the corner here is like baby Pooh, and he's just wistfully looking at a bee, a pot of honey in here. The back is just as neat. It's like a reversed color palette. That seems to be a theme across the towels, huh? Like the back design has like something else going on. And we're done with the towel pile. Next, I have been waiting to get this for the longest time. And every time I go to the parks, I always miss it because it tends to get sold out so fast. But I finally got my hands on this chip mug. This is like the best chip mug I have ever seen. I've seen chip mugs in different shapes and sizes and in different countries and different parks. But I have to say, this one I think is the best out of all of them. Look at that face. It is Chip. Because you know how sometimes it doesn't look like Chip, it just looks kind of like him, but this one is so like him, down to the way he stands. It's not upright, he's like tilting because he's looking up at you. They haven't forgotten the Chip. At the base of him, it says, Tokyo Disney Resort. Oh my goodness. And yes, even though it's a mug and it's made for drinking purposes, I don't think I can bring myself to drink out of him because he's so beautiful. I'll probably just use him to keep like small things like candy or something inside because he's like the perfect size for that. And the fact that he's tilted makes me a little iffy about actually using him as a mug. This has been on my wish list for like almost a couple of years now. And they actually have a Mrs. Potts teapot to go with him. But of course, as is with my luck with these kinds of things, she was sold out at that time. But I'm still glad I was finally able to pick him up. One day, Chip, you will be reunited with your mommy. I promise. Oh gosh, I almost forgot about this one. So in either park, in Disneyland or Disney Sea, there is a shop where you can get customized items or like customized merchandise. They often change it up based on the seasonal events, and this one doesn't feature any particular event. At the time I went, they were featuring leather luggage tags, And basically you can have your choice of 3 designs. There's a Mickey one, a Minnie one, and a Donald one. And of course I got my bias, so it's Donald over here. And you can see in big letters it's Donald Duck right down at the bottom here, and at the end it's Tokyo Disney Resort. It has a yellow and blue color thing going on because those are his colors. And I especially love that there are Mickey ears surrounding the luggage tag. And there is this cool little belt strap handle over here, and they customize it by letting you choose the name that goes across the middle, and you can also choose how to decorate your luggage tag. This is like the default base design for Donald, and of course Mickey has Mickey and Minnie has Minnie, but you can add other accessories and they just cost a little bit more extra. There are lines for you to fill out for your name and your address and etc., because it is a luggage tag after all, but I don't think I'll be using this as a luggage tag. I'll probably use this as a card case, like, or a card holder to carry my commuter pass, because I do have one and I use it. So I think I'll be using it as a commuter pass holder as opposed to a luggage tag, because I do want to be able to make the most use out of this. The custom shop in Tokyo Disney Sea is located in the Lost River Delta. I don't really remember the name of the shop at the moment. And there is one in Disneyland as well that does the same thing. But I believe there is only one shop dedicated to that kind of thing in the park, so be sure to check those out if you're ever visiting. It makes for a really unique and special souvenir to commemorate that moment, and it's definitely one of a kind and catered to you specifically. Then I got myself a tissue box cover. This is my first ever tissue box cover. I have been looking for a Disney one for the longest time. Most of the time their tissue box covers comes with a little plushie on the top, and there's no problem with that. It adds a very cute element, and it kind of adds like a 3D like element to it. But personally I find that it kind of gets in the way. Like if you're reaching for a tissue, I don't really want to have to go over something or have something like rub across my arm or like hinder my weight over the tissue. And I just wouldn't know what to do if it ever got dirty. I would just go crazy because I don't know how to wash plushies off of tissue box covers, right? For the longest time I couldn't get myself a tissue box cover because of those little tiny plushies that they usually have sitting on top. So I was really happy to find something that was pretty normal, I would say. And this design is actually from one of the newer hotels that opened up at Tokyo Disney Resort, and it's called the Celebration Hotel. And what they have here is a very cute, simplistic, minimalistic art design. And they use that design to capture iconic landmarks and attractions from both Disney Sea and Disneyland. So you can see Small World, you have that Cinderella Castle, and Mermaid Lagoon because Ariel is sitting right there, and that's supposedly the greeting grotto where you can meet her. And turning over to the side, there's Aladdin and Jasmine. And the other side shows the same kind of scenario, but with a larger scale of the teacup attraction from Tokyo Disneyland. And over here is Pooh's Honey Hunt, also from Disneyland, as well as Pinocchio and a Snow White attraction from the same area. And finally, Dumbo and Timothy flying through the night sky through fireworks. Not only am I loving the simplicity of the design, I love the colors and how vibrant it is, and just, it kind of reminds me of like the nighttime scene of the Tokyo Disney Resort. If you've ever hung around late enough to see the entire park light up, it's absolutely beautiful. It's one of my favorite times to enjoy the parks. Everything just looks so much more magical at night, and I am so happy to be able to capture that in a tissue box, and to be able to bring that home and to just to reminisce about that time. And basically how it works is you have like Velcro straps over here, the tag is still attached, and you just put in any tissue box in there, close up the flaps like so, and there's your tissue box cover. I have one more practical houseware item to share, and it is this soap dispenser. This is not the first time this soap dispenser came out in Tokyo Disney Resort. The first time was during the 35th anniversary of Tokyo Disneyland. They recently changed the bottle design because the 35th anniversary was over and it was released with that in mind. But this is the non-anniversary design. It is just of Mickey and Minnie, and I much more prefer this over the anniversary because I want something that will be like timeless, and as great as the 35th anniversary was, it's just about that year in itself. But this one, it has no particular year on it, so I really like that. But what makes this so special is it gives you a hint down here, is that this comes with a top that makes it so that when you push down, the soap foam comes out in the shape of a Mickey head. Is that amazing or what? They have like hand washing stations where you put your hand underneath the soap dispenser and out comes a Mickey shaped foam. And to be able to bring home that experience with you, that's amazing. And you can use any refill of hand soap foam. It doesn't say here you have to use a particular type, but when you purchase this, it already comes filled with soap. So you don't have to worry about refilling it for a while. The designs of the box shows the same design that is on the bottle. So it looks like it's a bunch of flowers in this like mosaic type style. Oh, there are icons of the parks. That's pretty neat. There's Mount Prometheus of Disney Sea, Cinderella's Castle of Disneyland. Oh my gosh, that's a hidden Mickey. Yes, I love hidden Mickeys. Oh, there are hidden Mickeys in the center of some flowers. I love this design so much more than the 35th anniversary. By far. Yes. Oh, there's one more. Oh, there's a few more items. I kind of jumped over it because they were stuck under the pile of towels I set aside. Oh, I forgot about these. I did buy some stationery. I was wondering about that. I've been collecting Tokyo Disney postcards since my first visit because they are just amazing. And what I mean by that is sometimes the background has a glittery effect like this one, or there are some embossing around the border, or there is like some extra special feature added to it. There are many elements to it, if that makes any sense. And this one is of the Easter event featuring the Usapios. This one doesn't have any particular special elements to it. I picked this one up because I really like the concept and the art style, and the fact that it depicts Tokyo Disney Sea because there's Mount Prometheus in the background. It's just Mickey, Minnie, and Goofy in a Venetian boat going around the lake. This is actually an attraction where you can go on a Venetian boat and you'll go out into the Mediterranean harbor and you'll be surrounded by this kind of view. Same kind of concept. It's the gang having a grand time at Tokyo Disney Sea. I really love this concept. It's just a bunch of Disney characters and going around the parks and having a good time. And the last bit of stationery I picked up is this notepad that comes in 24 different designs. It's unbelievable. 24 different designs in such a small package. At the back here shows you the different designs that you can find inside the pad. So you can see here there's a lot of like classic Disney and modern Disney. I don't think there are any Pixar. Yeah, there's no Pixar. It's mostly just Disney. I really love the front design as well. It has all the characters and the iconic landmarks of Disney Sea and Disneyland. And the last piece of stationery, it's a combination of both Disney Sea and Disneyland that features different attractions from both parks. And they had a pink and blue color scheme going on. And the one I picked up is of a pouch. Yes, it's of a pouch. And the blue side is of the many attractions of Disney Sea. Like here is the SS Columbia, Tower of Terror, Toy Story Mania, Mount Prometheus, which is like the castle version of the Tokyo Disney Sea Park, Aquatopia, Mermaid Lagoon, and Arabian Coast. And on the pink side is Tokyo Disneyland. Here you can see Splash Mountain, the Jungle Cruise, Cinderella's Castle, the Small World Clock, the Jolly Trolley, Toontown, yay for Donald's Boat, and Tomorrowland. And you can actually open this up to see both designs and to lengthen the space of your pouch. So it's like one big pouch, or you fold it up again to create two separate compartments, and there are two zippers at the end, so you have two divided slots. for your pouch. That is such a clever concept. I love everything about it. The fact that the art design is like reminds me of vintage Disney, and that all the themed areas are represented in each park. It's just Tokyo Disney level. In fact, I love the design so much that I got a pillow of it. Oh, look at this! Is it amazing or what? Yes. So like the pouch, there's a pink side and a blue side. The blue side is Tokyo Disney Sea and the pink side is Disneyland. And because it's a pillow, that means it's a bigger scale, so there's a lot more space to work with. And therefore, there's a lot more attractions to fit in. And I just absolutely love the art style. I love that it looks like it's hand-drawn. This is the hand-drawn series. I'm remembering it now. So it's made to look like it's drawn by hand, which is really great because, I mean, most of the time you see like digital artwork or computer graphics, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there's just something so soothing about looking like it's been drawn by hand, you know? Like traditional artwork. There's almost like a sense of nostalgia to it. And so it also has that sort of vintage look. And anyway, enough talk, let's show you a closer look at the pillow itself. Tokyo Disneyland with the Cinderella castle in the middle. I love that they are paying tribute to the popcorn wagons, which are like my absolute favorite snacks at the parks. But you can see here they are featuring actual themed areas with a lot more attractions dedicated in those areas. So there's Toontown, and then over here is Fantasyland. And then here you have Westernland and Critter Country up there at the corner. Down here is Adventureland. Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. The front entrance to the park. And Tomorrowland. And then flipping over is Tokyo Disney Sea because it's Mount Prometheus right there. And as it is inland, they have themed areas all fitting in the space. First up is Arabian Coast, Mermaid Lagoon, which is basically Ariel's home park, which is basically an area dedicated to the Little Mermaid. Lost River Delta right there. Up in this corner is Port Discovery. And it's neat for them to include the new ride. This ride actually opened last year. SS Columbia means that we're heading into the American waterfront area. There's the Tower of Terror, Toy Story Mania, Mediterranean Harbor, the entrance, which has the Aquasphere, and finally Tokyo Disney Sea. I'm not going to sleep with this because I am absolutely terrified of drooling on it and just wrecking it in general. I don't know. I don't trust myself when I'm asleep. I'm so pleased about this because this is actually my first Disney pillow ever. And I have been waiting for this moment. I mean, there's just something so special about being able to have a Disney pillow. It's like comfort and happiness all in one, right? There are many firsts in this video. I also got this looks like a folder, but it's actually, as you can see here, indicated by the mask there. This is a mask case. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a culture lesson here because I have never seen so many people wear masks just like out in the open, as opposed to like in a hospital setting or something like that. But this is people, like regular people, just out walking around and about at school, at work, and they wear masks. And the reason for that is because A, they are readily accessible. That means you can find them anywhere. It's easy to get. You can get them at drugstores, at supermarkets, at the grocery stores, at the convenience stores, and I mean, at Daiso, they sell a pack of 30 for $1. There's a lot of flora and fauna in Japan, even in the big cities. There are trees, so that means there's a lot of flowering plants, and in almost every season there's pollen. I guess the Japanese people are quite sensitive to pollen, so they wear masks to protect themselves from pollen allergy. And then in the winter time, you see the Japanese people wear masks because it's also flu season, and it's one way to keep the germs from spreading and, like, you know, infecting other people. And also it's a good way to keep your like mouth and your throat moisturized, because in the cold seasons the air is really dry, and so wearing a mask just like maintains the moisture inside your nose and your mouth. And then outside of that, you have girls who wear masks because they sometimes can't be bothered to like apply makeup, and they just want to step outside to do a quick errand or something, and so they wear masks to cover their bare face. It's like a personal preference kind of thing. And then of course you can wear masks when you're cleaning or like dusting your house and you don't want to breathe in the dust and whatnot. So just wearing masks is such a versatile and multi-purpose thing in everyday life in Japan that it's like just one of those basic things. It's almost like part of your wardrobe or something. So for Tokyo Disney to come up with something like that, this is really like, you know, catering to the local population. And because I'm living in this country and I am experiencing everything that the Japanese people are experiencing with the cleaning and the pollen and the dry, cold air, I should probably pick something up, because a mask case keeps your mask from like bending or squishing or like just being dirty whenever you put it in your bag or something. This is such a Japanese thing. I just like, you can't get any more Japanese than this. But yeah, this has the same design as like the hand-drawn series. So the front of the case is featuring Tokyo Disneyland, and Tokyo Disney Sea is featured at the back here. I don't really want to take this out because I want to keep this for future purposes later on, especially when the winter comes. So I just want to be able to keep it in the packaging until I need to use it. There's basically a pocket where you can insert your mask, and then there's also a flap here where you can put in another mask. I believe there's just one more item to go through in the box that came from the online shopping haul. It is also the most expensive item. Oh, it's not as heavy as I thought it would be. It's a nano block diorama of Tokyo Disneyland. Oh my gosh. Check that out. It is the entire park captured in basically mini Lego form. Nano block is not Lego. It is a much smaller version of Lego. That's why it's called a Nano, and it is a Japanese brand. It's manufactured in Japan. You've probably seen some of the characters in nanoblock forms, but this is the first time that they have ever released a nanoblock of the parks. They have also recently released nanoblocks of the various attractions you can find at the parks, but for like a park-wide thing, this is the first. And this came out in the time of the 35th anniversary event of Tokyo Disneyland, so it was like a celebration of that. And very recently they released the Tokyo Disney Sea version, and I saw the Tokyo Disney Sea one and I was like, you can't really tell that it is a Tokyo Disney park. Even though I love Disney Sea with all my heart, it's such a unique park. You'll never find it like anywhere in the world. But when you look at it, you wouldn't think, oh, that's a Disney park. But with Tokyo Disneyland, you have much more iconic landmarks. Like over here, you have the Cinderella Castle. And then there, that's Splash Mountain, then there's Small World. You know what I mean? When you see it, you know, oh, it's Disney. It's iconic in that way. And the Nanoblocks diorama is basically capturing the essence of the areas of the parks. So there's a limit to how much detail you can capture and represent of a landmark. But basically, when you compare this to the Tokyo Disney Sea diorama, you can very easily tell which one is a Disney park at first glance. So I went with the Tokyo Disneyland version because it is iconic Disney. This is what it looks like from a top-down view. It's essentially telling you that it captures icons from Fantasyland, there's Toontown, Tomorrowland, Critter Country, Westernland, Adventureland, and the World Bazaar area. So here, that's Toontown. There's Pooh's Honey Hunt, which is in Fantasyland. There's Space Mountain in Tomorrowland. I'm not too sure what that one is. Cinderella's Castle in Fantasyland, the Small World Clock, Splash Mountain in Critter Country, Haunted Mansion, World Bazaar, the Electric Railway, the Big Thunder Mountain, and finally Mark Twain's Riverboat. So yeah, basically all the major areas of the park captured in one giant nano block diorama. I think this is such a cool concept. I can't wait to assemble it. I'm pretty sure, given the size and the scale of it, it will take a good couple of hours. So I'm reserving this for a time where I'm on summer break or something like that. I have a lot of time on my hands and I'll be ready to dive right into this. And taking a quick look around, like everything's surrounding my feet. I want to say that covers everything. Looking at everything again just makes me want to go back and buy more stuff. Thank you so much for sharing and spending your time with me. I hope you enjoyed looking at the kind of things that Tokyo Disney Resort carries. Feel free to let me know what your favorite item is. I love getting comments. I hope you have a magical day and I'll see you in the next video.